Are you ready for a brutal reality check? Because today, we're about to expose the 10 harsh truths about life that most people avoid, but once you accept them, you will become unstoppable. Listen, most people go through life believing comforting lies. They avoid the truth because it's too painful, too real. But here's the deal, life doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't care about your excuses. And the sooner you accept these cold, hard facts, the faster you'll break free from limitations and start living on your own terms. But fair warning, some of these truths will be uncomfortable to hear. They might sting. They might even make you mad. And that's exactly why you need to hear them. Because the difference between successful, powerful people and those who remain stuck is that the unstoppable ones have embraced these truths and used them as fuel to rise above. So stick with me until the very end, because the last truth is the most shocking, and the one that will change everything for you. And before we dive in, I need you to do two things. First, hit that subscribe button. Because trust me, what you're about to hear today is just the beginning. Second, comment below, I choose to be unstoppable. Let the world know that you're done making excuses and ready to take control of your life. Asterisk. Alright. Let's get into it. Harsh truth 1, nobody owes you anything, you're on your own. Let's get one thing straight, nobody is coming to save you. Nobody owes you a perfect life. Nobody is responsible for your success but you. Most people go through life thinking the world is supposed to be fair. That just because they work hard, they deserve success. That just because they've struggled, they deserve a reward. But the truth? The world doesn't care. Life doesn't owe you a damn thing. Think about this, how many people do you know who sit around complaining about how life is unfair? How their boss doesn't appreciate them? How they're struggling but nobody is helping them? Guess what? That mindset is a one-way ticket to failure. The people who win in life are the ones who understand this brutal truth, no one is obligated to help you. No one is required to support your dreams. If you want success, you have to go out and take it. Period. So, stop waiting. Stop expecting. Stop looking for handouts. Because the second you take full responsibility for your life, that's the moment you become truly unstoppable. Harsh truth 2, failure is the only path to success. Sound of glass shattering, breaking the illusion of overnight success. You've been taught to fear failure. You've been told that making mistakes is bad. That messing up means you're not good enough. But let me ask you this, how do you think the most successful people in the world got to where they are? Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Michael Jordan, Steve Jobs, they all failed. Repeatedly. Publicly. Brutally. But instead of letting failure break them, they used it as fuel. Here's the truth, if you're not failing, you're not even trying. If you've never experienced a major setback, it means you've been playing it safe your entire life. Most people quit at the first sign of failure. They take one loss, and they give up. But champions, they see failure as a lesson. They analyze it, learn from it, and come back stronger. That's the difference between winners and losers. So the next time you fail, don't cry about it. Don't let it break you. Instead, ask yourself, what did I learn? How can I do better? And then get back in the game. Because in the end, the only people who never succeed are the ones who are too afraid to fail. Harsh truth number 3, life is unfair, deal with it. Here's a bitter pill to swallow, life is not fair. Some people are born rich. Some people are born poor. Some people have great parents. Some are raised in broken homes. That's just the way it is. Most people waste their lives complaining about how unfair things are. But let me ask you, does complaining change anything? Does it make you richer? Does it make you stronger? Does it move you forward? No. Successful people don't waste time crying about things they can't control. Instead, they focus on what they can control. They adapt, they adjust, and they play the hand they were dealt better than anyone else. So stop looking at other people's lives and thinking, it's not fair. Instead, start thinking, what can I do with what I have? Because that's the only way you're going to win. Harsh truth number 4, your excuses are holding you back. How many times have you told yourself, I don't have time, I don't have enough money, I'm too tired, I'll start tomorrow. Be honest, how many dreams have you killed with excuses? The truth is, every excuse you make is just a fancy way of saying, I don't want it bad enough. Because let's be real, if something truly matters to you, you'll find a way. If it doesn't, you'll find an excuse. Look at the most successful people in the world. Do you think they didn't have obstacles? Do you think they had it easy? No. But instead of making excuses, they found solutions. So here's the reality check: either you find a way to make things happen, or you keep making excuses and stay exactly where you are. The choice is yours. Harsh truth number 5, nobody cares about your problems, results are what matter. Let's get brutally honest, nobody cares about your struggles. Nobody is sitting around thinking about your problems. The world judges you based on one thing: results. You could have the hardest life in the world. You could have faced pain, betrayal, setbacks, and failures. But at the end of the day, success doesn't care about your backstory, it only cares about what you've done. Think about this: if you show up to a job interview and start talking about how hard your life has been, will they hire you? No. They want to know what you can do. They want to see skills, performance, and value. That's it. Harsh? Maybe. But the people who succeed in life are the ones who stop expecting sympathy and start focusing on results. They understand that excuses don't pay bills. Struggles don't build empires. Results do. So if you're struggling, ask yourself, are you spending more time complaining about your problems or actually solving them? Because in the end, the world doesn't reward struggles, it rewards results. Harsh truth number 6, your friends and family won't always support you. You expect your family to support you. You expect your friends to believe in your dreams. But what if I told you that's rarely the case? Here's something successful people understand: your biggest critics won't be strangers. They'll be the people closest to you. Your friends. They might laugh at your dreams. Your family. They might tell you to be realistic. Not because they hate you, but because they don't believe it's possible for themselves. Most people are trapped in mediocrity. And when they see you trying to rise above it, it makes them uncomfortable. Your success reminds them of their own failures. So instead of supporting you, they'll try to pull you back down. That's why so many great people, from Elon Musk to Oprah Winfrey, had to go against the opinions of their family and friends to make it big. Because they knew that if they wanted to win, they had to believe in themselves more than anyone else doubted them. So stop waiting for approval. Stop expecting support. Because your dreams belong to you. And the only person who truly needs to believe in them is you. Harsh truth number 7, discipline beats motivation, always. Motivation is a lie. It's a temporary feeling. It comes and goes like the wind. One day, you feel inspired. The next day, you don't. And that's the problem: if you rely on motivation, you'll never achieve anything great. Think about it: how many times have you started something because you felt motivated, only to quit a few weeks later? That's because motivation is unreliable. It's emotional. But discipline? Discipline is what separates the winners from the losers. Discipline is waking up at 5 a.m. to grind, even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is working on your goals every single day, even when you're tired, frustrated, or uninspired. Look at the top athletes, the top entrepreneurs, the top performers in any field. They don't rely on feeling motivated. They have systems, habits, rituals. They do the work whether they feel like it or not. So here's the secret: stop chasing motivation. Start building discipline. Because when you master discipline, success becomes inevitable. Harsh truth number 8, comfort is your enemy. Most people don't fail because they're not talented. Most people fail because they get too comfortable. Comfort is dangerous. Comfort makes you lazy. Comfort makes you settle. And the moment you start settling, you stop growing. Think about this: how many people do you know who had big dreams when they were young? But then life got comfortable. They got a stable job, a steady paycheck, a decent house, and they stopped chasing greatness. They tell themselves, this is good enough. But deep down, they know they've given up on their potential. That's why the most successful people in the world constantly push themselves. They force themselves into uncomfortable situations. They take risks. They embrace challenges. Because they know that growth only happens outside the comfort zone. So if you're comfortable right now, it's time to wake up. It's time to push yourself harder. Because comfort is the slow poison that kills ambition. And if you want to be unstoppable, you have to be willing to get uncomfortable every single day. Harsh truth number 9, success is lonely. Nobody tells you this, but success comes with a price. And that price is loneliness. When you start leveling up, you'll notice something. People will start disappearing. Friends you used to hang out with, they'll start drifting away. People you used to relate to, they won't understand you anymore. That's because success separates you. The higher you rise, the fewer people you'll find at the top. Most people settle for average. Most people aren't willing to make the sacrifices required for greatness. So if you ever feel like you're on this journey alone, good. It means you're on the right path. But here's the secret, you're not really alone. The people who are truly great, the ones who are also pushing themselves, they're out there. You just have to keep going until you find them. So embrace the loneliness. Let it make you stronger. Because the road to greatness is never crowded. Harsh truth number 10, you will die, so stop wasting time. Let me hit you with the most brutal truth of all, you are going to die. Maybe in 50 years, maybe in 10, or maybe even tomorrow. And the worst part? You don't know when it's coming. But here's what you do know, every single second you waste, you will never get back. Every day you spend procrastinating, scrolling aimlessly, or putting off your dreams is a day you will never see again. The clock is ticking. And the question is, are you truly living, or are you just existing? The biggest regret of the dying, I wish I hadn't wasted my life. There's a famous study where nurses interviewed hundreds of dying patients, asking them what they regretted most. You know what the number one answer was? Not money. Not fame. Not even relationships. It was this, I wish I had lived a life true to myself, not the one others expected of me. Most people don't even realize they're wasting their lives until it's too late. They get trapped in a cycle of work, social media, meaningless entertainment, and putting off their dreams, until one day, they look up and realize they're old, tired, and full of regrets. And the truth is, this could be you if you don't wake up right now. Why people waste time, and how to break free. So why do people waste time, even when they know life is short? 1. They think they have time. Most people live like they have forever. They say, I'll start next week. I'll do it next year. I'll chase my dreams when I have more money, more time, more motivation. But guess what? Time doesn't wait for you. Every second you waste is gone forever. And the scary part? One day, you'll wake up and realize, you ran out of time. 2. They're distracted by meaningless things. The average person spends over 2,500 hours per year scrolling on their phone. That's over 100 full days wasted on nonsense, watching other people live their lives instead of living their own. They binge-watch TV shows, obsess over celebrity gossip, and waste time arguing on the internet, while their own dreams collect dust. 3. They're scared to take action. Fear is the number one reason people stay stuck. Fear of failure. Fear of judgment. Fear of stepping out of their comfort zone. But here's the truth, if you let fear control you, you've already lost. Fear is just an illusion. The only way to beat it is to take action despite it. The 3 rules to live fully, so you die with no regrets. So how do you stop wasting time and start living a meaningful, unstoppable life? Follow these 3 rules. Rule number 1, stop waiting, start now. There is no perfect time. There is only now. If you want to start a business, start now. If you want to get in shape, start now. If you want to travel, write a book, or chase your dreams, start now. Because the longer you wait, the more time you lose. And time is the one thing you can never get back. Rule number 2, cut out meaningless distractions. Ask yourself, does this add value to my life, or is it just stealing my time? Mindless scrolling. Cut it. Toxic friends. Cut them. Negative habits. Get rid of them. Your time is your most valuable resource. Guard it like your life depends on it, because it does. Rule number 3, live with urgency, like you could die tomorrow. Most people live like they have unlimited time. But the truth is, you could be gone at any moment. The question is, if you died tomorrow, would you be proud of how you lived today? So stop waiting. Stop overthinking. Stop living for other people's approval. Take risks, go after your dreams, and make every single day count. The final message: wake up before it's too late. Let this be your wake-up call. You don't have forever. Your time is limited. And the only way to truly live is to stop wasting it. Fire if you're ready to stop wasting time and start living with purpose. Comment, I'm all in, below. Collision, and if you want more no BS life advice that will make you unstoppable, subscribe now and turn on notifications. Now let me educate you about the power of mental toughness, how to build an unbreakable mindset. What if I told you that the most successful people in the world are not necessarily the smartest, the most talented, or even the luckiest? What if the secret to winning in life has nothing to do with your background, your education, or even your skills? Instead, it all comes down to one thing: mental toughness. Now, before you scroll away thinking this is just another motivational talk, let me hit you with a shocking fact. 92% of people give up on their dreams not because they lack the ability, but because they lack the mental resilience to push through challenges. That means only 8% of people ever achieve the success they desire. Which side do you want to be on? Mental toughness is what separates winners from quitters, champions from spectators, and success stories from lost potential. It's the difference between someone who sees obstacles and backs down, versus someone who faces adversity and uses it as fuel. Think about the people you admire: Elon Musk, Michael Jordan, Oprah Winfrey, Navy SEALs, Olympic athletes, self-made billionaires. These people have faced unimaginable failures, crushing setbacks, and moments where they could have given up. But they didn't. Why? Because their minds were trained for toughness. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. By the end of this video, you'll have the exact blueprint to build an unbreakable mind, one that doesn't quit, doesn't fold under pressure, and thrives in the face of adversity. I'm going to show you the science behind mental toughness, the habits of the strongest minds in history, and real-world strategies that you can start using today to turn yourself into an unstoppable force. So before we go any further, I have a question for you: what's the biggest challenge you've ever had to push through? Drop it in the comments below. Let's see how many warriors are in this community. And if you're ready to build a bulletproof mindset, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because I guarantee this is the most powerful video you'll watch today. Let's get started. Chapter 1: The Myth of Natural Talent, Why Mental Toughness Beats Intelligence and Skill. Most people believe that success is about talent, that some people are just gifted and naturally better at things than others. But what if I told you that this idea is completely false? In fact, some of the most successful individuals in the world were not the most naturally talented. They weren't the smartest in the room. They weren't the strongest, the fastest, or the most skilled. What they had was mental toughness, the ability to persist, to push through, and to dominate despite the odds. Take Michael Jordan, for example. Everyone sees him as one of the greatest basketball players of all time, but did you know he was cut from his high school basketball team? Imagine that. A young Michael Jordan standing in the gym, reading the list of players who made the team, and his name wasn't there. Most people would have quit. They would have said, "I guess I'm just not meant to play basketball." But Jordan used that failure as fuel. He trained harder than anyone else. He stayed longer in the gym, took thousands of extra shots, built his strength, and made himself unstoppable. This is what separates winners from losers. The truth is that natural talent is overrated. Resilience, consistency, and mental endurance matter more than raw skill. Studies show that people who develop mental toughness outperform those with higher intelligence or better initial skills. The reason? Because talent without discipline is useless. The smartest person in the world can fail if they can't push through failure. The most naturally gifted person will lose if they can't handle pressure. Let me give you another real-world example: Elon Musk. Do you think Elon Musk is the smartest person alive? Maybe. But even if he isn't, what makes him different is his ability to endure insane levels of stress, criticism, and failure. He was nearly bankrupt multiple times. He poured every penny he had into Tesla and SpaceX when people laughed at him and called him crazy. Now, he's one of the richest men on the planet. This is the first secret to becoming unstoppable: forget about talent. Focus on developing unshakable resilience. Because in the end, it's not the smartest or the most talented who win. It's the ones who refuse to quit. Chapter 2: Pain is your greatest teacher: how to use struggles to become unstoppable. Pain. Most people run from it. They do everything to avoid discomfort, hardship, and failure. But let me tell you a harsh truth: pain is your greatest teacher. Think about the most powerful lessons you've learned in life. Did they come from success? Or did they come from failure, heartbreak, and struggle? Successful people understand something that the average person doesn't: pain isn't your enemy. Pain is your ally. 1. The hidden power of pain: why it's necessary for growth. Let's take the gym as an example. How do you build muscle? By lifting heavy weights, tearing your muscle fibers, and letting them grow back stronger. If you never push your muscles to the point of discomfort, they will never grow. The same applies to life. If you never face challenges, if you never experience struggle, you will never develop strength. Look at some of the most successful people in history: Oprah Winfrey, Steve Jobs, Jeff Bezos, Thomas Edison. What do they all have in common? They went through unimaginable hardship. Oprah Winfrey grew up in extreme poverty and was abused as a child. Today, she's one of the most influential women in the world. Steve Jobs was fired from the company he built. He was devastated, but he came back stronger and revolutionized the tech industry with Apple. Jeff Bezos faced constant rejection when trying to build Amazon. People laughed at the idea of an online bookstore. Now, he's worth over $150 billion. None of these people would have succeeded if they had been afraid of pain. 2. How to use pain to fuel your success. The difference between winners and losers is this: losers let pain destroy them, while winners use pain as fuel. Here's how you can do the same. Step 1. Reframe how you see pain. Most people see pain as something negative. Change that perspective. Instead of saying, "Why is this happening to me?" ask yourself, "What is this teaching me?" A failed business. It's teaching you what doesn't work. A rejection. It's preparing you for something better. A setback. It's making you stronger. Every hardship is a lesson. The faster you learn, the faster you grow. Step 2. Lean into discomfort. Growth only happens outside your comfort zone. If you avoid difficult situations, you'll stay weak. You must embrace discomfort. Scared of public speaking? Do it more often. Afraid of failure? Set bigger goals and take risks. Feel lazy? Force yourself to develop self-discipline. Most people quit when things get tough. But the ones who push through are the ones who win. Step 3. Use pain as motivation. Some of the most successful people in the world were driven by pain and anger. Michael Jordan used the pain of rejection to train harder than anyone else. Arnold Schwarzenegger was told he would never be a movie star, so he became the biggest action hero in Hollywood. Jay-Z was rejected by every record label, so he started his own. They used pain as fuel. Instead of crying about their failures, they said, "I'll show them. I'll make sure they regret doubting me." You can do the same. 3. The biggest mistake people make with pain. Most people suppress their pain instead of using it. They distract themselves with entertainment, social media, and meaningless pleasures. But pain doesn't go away, it stays inside you until you use it. You must turn your pain into power. Use rejection as motivation to become better. Use failure as a lesson to improve. Use heartbreak as fuel to transform your life. Pain is not your enemy, it's your weapon. If you learn to use it, nothing can stop you. Chapter 3. The truth about discipline: why motivation will fail you every time. Here's a fact most people don't want to hear: motivation is a lie. It's a scam. A temporary feeling that comes and goes like the wind. If you rely on motivation, you'll never achieve your dreams. Why? Because motivation is based on how you feel. And guess what? You won't always feel like working hard. You won't always feel like waking up early, going to the gym, studying, or building your business. The most successful people in the world don't rely on motivation. They rely on discipline. Let me tell you a harsh truth: your feelings don't matter. Your excuses don't matter. What matters is doing the work, whether you feel like it or not. 1. The myth of motivation: why it always fails you. Most people think success is about getting motivated. That's why they spend hours watching motivational videos, reading quotes, or waiting for that perfect moment when they feel inspired. But here's the problem: motivation doesn't last. You watch a motivational video, you feel fired up for 10 minutes. Then what? You read an inspiring book, you feel ready to take action. But after a few days, that feeling is gone. You set a goal, you feel excited at first. But then the hard work begins, and suddenly, you lose motivation. Motivation is a temporary high. It's like sugar, it gives you a quick boost, but then you crash. Now look at the people who actually succeed in life. They don't wait for motivation. They don't rely on feeling inspired. They get up and do the work every single day, no matter what. 2. The power of discipline: how to train yourself to win. If you want to be unstoppable, forget motivation. Instead, build discipline. Discipline means doing what you need to do, even when you don't feel like it. It means waking up early even when you're tired. Going to the gym even when you don't feel like it. Working on your goals even when you're not in the mood. Reading and learning even when you'd rather watch Netflix. That's how winners are made. Not by waiting for motivation, but by creating habits that make success automatic. 3. How to develop unshakable discipline. Step 1. Create a non-negotiable routine. The biggest mistake people make is relying on willpower. If you wake up every day and ask yourself, "Do I feel like working today?" you've already lost. Successful people remove decision-making. They have a set routine that is non-negotiable. Elon Musk follows a strict daily schedule, broken down into 5-minute slots. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson wakes up at 4 a.m. every day, no matter what. Kobe Bryant practiced for hours before the sun even came up. They don't think about it. They just do it. Step 2. Remove distractions and excuses. Most people fail because they allow distractions to take over their lives. They scroll on social media for hours. They binge-watch TV instead of working on their goals. They let their emotions control their actions. If you want to build discipline, you need to eliminate distractions. Set a strict schedule and stick to it. Delete apps that waste your time. Create an environment that forces you to focus. Discipline is about making it easier to do the right thing and harder to do the wrong thing. Step 3. Master the 2-minute rule. One of the best ways to build discipline is to start small. Instead of setting huge goals and getting overwhelmed, focus on taking small actions consistently. This is called the 2-minute rule. If you don't feel like working out, just commit to 2 minutes of stretching. If you don't feel like reading, just commit to reading 1 page. If you don't feel like working, just commit to 2 minutes of focus. Once you start, momentum kicks in, and you end up doing more. Step 4. Make discipline a part of your identity. Most people say, "I want to be disciplined." But the secret is to change your identity. Instead of saying, "I need to work out," say, "I am the kind of person who never misses a workout." "I should eat healthy." Say, "I am someone who fuels my body with the best nutrition." "I should wake up early." Say, "I am the kind of person who starts my day before the world wakes up." When discipline becomes part of who you are, you don't have to force yourself anymore. It becomes automatic. 4. The final truth about discipline. Here's the harsh reality: you will never feel like it. There will never be a perfect moment. You will never wake up one day magically motivated to take action. But guess what? That doesn't matter. Because success is not about how you feel, it's about what you do. Discipline is what separates the winners from the losers. The successful from the unsuccessful. The strong from the weak. So stop waiting. Stop making excuses. Stop relying on motivation. Decide today that you will be disciplined. That you will do the work, no matter what. Because once you master discipline, you become unstoppable. Chapter 4. The Power of Consistency: How Small Daily Actions Create Massive Success. If there's one thing that determines success more than anything else, it's consistency. Not intelligence. Not talent. Not luck. Consistency is the real secret. Most people fail because they start something but don't stick with it. They go to the gym for a week, then quit. They start a business, then give up when they don't see results immediately. They try to build a new habit, but after a few days, they lose motivation. But successful people, they show up every single day. They keep going, even when they don't see progress. Even when it's boring. Even when they don't feel like it. That's why the smallest daily actions can lead to the biggest success. Let's break down the power of consistency and how you can use it to completely transform your life. 1. The compound effect. Why small actions lead to huge results. One of the biggest mistakes people make is expecting instant results. They want to lose weight in a week. Get rich overnight. Learn a new skill immediately. And when they don't see fast results, they quit. But here's the truth, success is a slow process. Small, consistent actions might seem insignificant at first, but over time, they create massive results. This is called the compound effect. Let me give you an example. Imagine you improve by just 1% every day. That sounds tiny, right? Almost nothing. But over a year, a 1% daily improvement makes you 37 times better than when you started. Now think about this in real life. If you read 10 pages a day, in a year, you've read over 3,600 pages, the equivalent of 12 to 15 books. If you save $10 a day, in a year, you have over $3,600, and in 10 years, that's $36,000, without even factoring in investment growth. If you do 30 minutes of exercise every day, in a year, you'll be in the best shape of your life. The key is not doing something massive all at once but rather sticking with small actions over time. 2. Why most people fail, the trap of inconsistency. Most people start strong but don't finish. They get excited about a new goal but quit when it gets hard. They want quick results, and when they don't see them, they stop. They lack patience and give up too soon. But think about this, what if you never quit? What if you kept going, even when it felt slow? What if you stayed consistent, even when you didn't feel motivated? What if you committed to daily progress, no matter what? The people who succeed are not the ones who are the smartest or the most talented. They're the ones who don't quit. Success is just a game of who can stay consistent the longest. 3. How to build unstoppable consistency. Step 1. Focus on systems, not goals. Most people set big goals. But goals are useless without a system. A goal is the result you want. A system is the process that gets you there. For example, if your goal is to lose 20 pounds, your system is your daily workout and diet plan. If your goal is to write a book, your system is writing 500 words every day. If your goal is to make $100,000, your system is working on your business every single day. People who focus only on goals fail because they don't have a system to stay consistent. But people who create daily habits and routines succeed because they focus on the process. Step 2. Make it impossible to fail. One of the biggest secrets to consistency is making it easier to do the right thing and harder to do the wrong thing. Example. If you want to eat healthy, don't buy junk food. Make it hard to access. If you want to exercise daily, put your workout clothes next to your bed. Make it easy to start. If you want to read more, keep books on your desk instead of your phone. Design your environment so that success is automatic. Step 3. Track your progress. If you don't measure something, you won't improve it. Start tracking your workouts so you can see progress. Your savings so you stay disciplined with money. Your habits so you stay consistent. Seeing your progress keeps you motivated to continue. Step 4. Accept that boredom is part of success. Most people fail because they get bored. The truth is, success is not always exciting. The process is often repetitive, and you won't always feel inspired. But the people who succeed are those who keep going even when it's boring. Athletes don't always feel excited to train. But they do it anyway. Millionaires don't always feel like working on their businesses. But they do it anyway. Writers don't always feel creative. But they write anyway. Consistency is about showing up every day, no matter how you feel. 4. The final truth about consistency. Let me leave you with this. If you start today and stay consistent for the next 1 year, where will you be? If you improve just 1% every day, how much better will your life be? If you never quit, how successful will you become? If you stay committed, how much progress will you make? Success is not about being perfect. It's about never giving up. So from today, stop making excuses. Stop starting and stopping. Stop waiting for motivation. Make the decision to stay consistent, no matter what. Because once you master consistency, you become unstoppable. 5. The psychology behind consistency, how your brain shapes your habits. Now that we understand the importance of consistency, let's go even deeper. What actually happens in the brain when we try to form new habits or stick with long-term goals? The human brain is wired for comfort and efficiency. It naturally resists change because change requires effort. That's why forming a new habit, like exercising daily, waking up early, or saving money, feels difficult in the beginning. But here's the exciting part: once you understand how your brain works, you can train it to make consistency easy. 1. How habits are formed in the brain. Every habit, good or bad, follows the same neurological pattern. Scientists call it the habit loop, and it consists of 3 parts. Cue, trigger: this is what signals your brain to start a habit. Routine, action: this is the habit itself, the thing you do. Reward, pleasure: this is the benefit your brain receives, which makes you want to repeat the habit. Let's take an example: scrolling on social media. Cue, you feel bored. Routine, you pick up your phone and start scrolling. Reward, you get a small dopamine hit from seeing new content. Over time, this loop becomes automatic. Your brain learns to crave the reward, so you keep doing the habit without even thinking about it. Now, imagine if we used this system to build positive habits instead of destructive ones. For example, cue, you wake up. Routine, you drink a glass of water and stretch for 5 minutes. Reward, you feel energized and refreshed. At first, you have to remind yourself to do it. But after a few weeks, it becomes automatic. This is how all successful people build long-term consistency. They don't rely on motivation. They program their brain to make success a habit. 2. The science of dopamine, how to trick your brain into loving consistency. Dopamine is the chemical of motivation and pleasure. It's what makes you feel excited to do something. Your brain releases dopamine when you eat your favorite food, win a game, get a notification on your phone, achieve a goal. But here's the problem: most people's brains are addicted to instant dopamine. Think about it. Social media, junk food, TV shows, and video games give you instant dopamine, but they don't help you grow. Meanwhile, the things that truly improve your life, like working out, saving money, building a business, or learning a skill, give you delayed dopamine. This is why most people quit. They don't see results immediately, so they stop. But if you can rewire your brain to enjoy the process rather than just the results, you become unstoppable. How to do it? Celebrate small wins. Instead of waiting for the final result, enjoy every tiny bit of progress. Make progress visible. Use a calendar or habit tracker to see your streaks and milestones. Gamify your progress. Challenge yourself. Set rewards. Make it fun. By doing this, you train your brain to crave consistency instead of quitting. 3. How to overcome the motivation problem. One of the biggest lies in self-improvement is, I need motivation to be consistent. Here's the truth: motivation is unreliable. Some days, you feel inspired. Other days, you feel lazy. If you depend on motivation, you will always struggle with consistency. Successful people don't rely on motivation. They rely on discipline and systems. Think about elite athletes. Do you think they feel motivated to train every single day? No. But they do it anyway. How to stay consistent even when you don't feel like it. Reduce resistance, make good habits easy to start. If you want to work out, put your gym clothes next to your bed. If you want to read more, keep a book on your desk. Use the 2-minute rule: when you feel lazy, just do 2 minutes of the habit. Once you start, momentum takes over. Change your identity. Stop saying, "I'm trying to be consistent." Instead, say, "I am a consistent person." When you shift your identity, your actions follow. 4. The 30-day rule: how to make any habit automatic. Research shows that it takes about 30 days to form a habit. But the key is not missing 2 days in a row. If you break a habit once, it's okay. Life happens. But if you miss 2 days in a row, your brain starts breaking the habit loop. So, whenever you feel like skipping, just do something small. Even if it's 5 minutes. Even if it's half effort. Just keep the habit alive. 5. The final secret to long-term consistency. At the end of the day, consistency is about commitment. It's about deciding, "I will do this no matter what. I will stay committed even when I don't feel like it. I will keep going because my future depends on it." Ask yourself, where will you be in 1 year if you stay consistent every single day? Because here's the truth. 1 year from now, you'll either wish you started today or be glad you did. The choice is yours. 6. The power of microcommitments: how to stay consistent without overwhelming yourself. One of the most common reasons why people fail to stay consistent in anything, whether it's fitness, studying, business, or even relationships, is because they set goals that are too big too soon. They go from doing nothing to expecting massive results overnight. But here's the reality: if you start too big, you are more likely to quit. Let's break this concept down and understand why small actions lead to big success and how you can apply this strategy in your daily life. 1. What are microcommitments and why do they work? A microcommitment is a tiny version of a habit, so small that it feels almost too easy to do. The key here is to lower the entry barrier so that there is zero resistance to starting. Let's say you want to develop a reading habit. Most people set a goal like, prohibited, "I will read for 1 hour every day." At first, they feel motivated. But after a few days, life gets busy, they get tired, and suddenly, reading for 1 hour feels like a chore. They skip 1 day, then another, and eventually, they stop reading completely. Now, imagine if instead, you set a goal like, "I will read just 1 page a day." This is so small that it feels effortless. You don't need motivation to read 1 page. And what usually happens? Once you start reading, you keep going. Before you know it, you've read 10 or 20 pages without even trying. This same principle applies to anything. Instead of saying, "I'll do a 1-hour workout daily," start with 5 minutes. Instead of saying, "I'll write 5 pages," start with 1 sentence. Instead of saying, "I'll meditate for 30 minutes," start with 1 minute. This works because the hardest part is just getting started. Once you start, you almost always do more than you planned. 2. The power of the 2-minute rule to break procrastination. Have you ever told yourself, "I'll start later," and then later never comes? This is called procrastination paralysis. You know what you should do, but your brain keeps saying, "I don't feel like it." That's where the 2-minute rule comes in. Here's how it works. Whenever you feel lazy, tired, or unmotivated, tell yourself, "I will do this for just 2 minutes. For example, I'll stretch for just 2 minutes. I'll read for just 2 minutes. I'll clean my desk for just 2 minutes. Now, think about it. 2 minutes is too small to say no to. It feels ridiculously easy. But once you start, something interesting happens. You usually don't stop after 2 minutes. Here's why. Action creates momentum. Once you start, your brain shifts from thinking to doing. The hardest part is starting. Your brain resists things that seem big, but once the task feels small, your resistance disappears. You tell yourself, "I might as well keep going." A quick stretch turns into a 15-minute workout. A short note turns into a whole page of writing. This is how you trick your brain into taking action, even on days when you feel unmotivated. 3. The never zero strategy: avoid the biggest consistency killer. Most people believe that if they can't do something perfectly, they might as well not do it at all. Prohibited, "I missed my workout today, so I'll just start again next week." Prohibited, "I didn't have time to study, so I'll just try again next month." Prohibited, "I didn't meditate today, so I'll just give up on the habit." This is the all-or-nothing mindset, and it's one of the biggest reasons why people fail to stay consistent. Instead, use the never zero strategy. The rule is simple. Never let a day go by without doing at least one small action toward your goal. Even if it's tiny. Even if it's just 1% effort. For example, if you can't go to the gym, just do 10 push-ups at home. If you don't have time to write, just write one sentence. If you don't have time to read, just read one paragraph. Why does this work? Because doing something is always better than doing nothing. It keeps the habit alive. It prevents you from breaking your streak. It stops you from falling into the cycle of quitting and restarting over and over. Even if you do the bare minimum, you are still making progress. This is how small efforts, done consistently, create massive results over time. 4. The compound effect, how tiny actions lead to massive success. Let's talk about why consistency matters more than intensity. Success doesn't come from one big action. It comes from small actions repeated every single day. This is called the compound effect. Think about it like this. If you read 10 pages a day, that's 3,650 pages in a year, about 15 books. If you save $5 a day, that's $1,825 a year. If you do 10 push-ups daily, that's 3,650 push-ups in a year. At first, these small actions don't seem like much. But over time, they create massive transformation. Here's the mistake most people make. They quit because they don't see results fast enough. But success is like planting a seed. If you plant a tree today, you won't see it grow tomorrow. If you water it every day, it might take months before you see progress. But 1 year later, you have a strong, healthy tree. This is why patience and consistency are the real keys to success. 5. The secret to mastering self-discipline. At the end of the day, staying consistent comes down to discipline. And here's the truth. Prohibited motivation is temporary. Discipline lasts forever. Motivation is like a spark, it comes and goes. But discipline is what keeps you moving even when you don't feel like it. So how do you build discipline? 1. Create systems, not just goals. Instead of saying, I want to lose weight, build a system where healthy eating and exercise become effortless. 2. Use the 5-second rule. When your brain says, I'll do it later, count 5-4-3-2-1 and take action immediately. 3. Focus on identity, not results. Instead of saying, I want to run, say, I am a runner. This shifts your mindset. Final challenge, will you stay consistent? Now, the big question is, will you take action today? Remember, small actions, done daily, will change your life. So start now. Drop a comment below. Fire what's one small habit you will commit to today. And don't forget, if you found this valuable, hit that like button and subscribe for more life-changing tips. 7. The hidden psychology behind why people fail to stay consistent. Have you ever wondered why some people can build habits effortlessly, while others struggle to stay consistent? It's not just about willpower or discipline. The real reason lies in deep psychological triggers that determine whether you stay committed or give up. In this section, we'll break down the science behind consistency, why your brain resists change, and how you can reprogram your mind to make staying consistent feel easy and automatic. 1. Why your brain resists change, and how to overcome it. Your brain has one job, to keep you safe. It doesn't care about your dreams. It doesn't care about success. Its only concern is survival. And here's the key. Your brain sees anything new as a potential threat. Starting a new habit. Threat. Trying to wake up early. Threat. Learning a new skill. Threat. Even though these things aren't dangerous, your brain treats them like they are. That's why whenever you try to start something new, your mind comes up with excuses like, prohibited, I'll start tomorrow. Prohibited, I don't have time. Prohibited, I'm too tired. This is called the resistance mechanism. So, how do you overcome it? Here's the secret, you have to trick your brain by making change feel safe and familiar. How do you do that? 1. Start small. Instead of making a big change overnight, introduce small, gradual changes. Your brain is less likely to resist something that feels easy. 2. Rewire your identity. Instead of saying, I'm trying to be productive, say, I am a productive person. Your brain will start aligning with this identity. 3. Use visualization. Imagine yourself already succeeding. When your brain believes something is possible, it stops resisting. 2. The role of dopamine in building habits and staying motivated. Have you ever felt excited when starting something new, only to lose motivation a few days later? This happens because of dopamine. Dopamine is the brain chemical responsible for motivation, focus, and drive. It's the reason why you feel excited when you start a new habit. You crave instant rewards like social media and junk food. You lose motivation when results take too long. The problem is, most people misuse dopamine. Prohibited they rely on motivation to take action. Prohibited they chase instant gratification instead of long-term success. Prohibited they give up when progress is slow. So, how do you use dopamine the right way to stay consistent? 1. Attach rewards to your habits. Your brain loves rewards. So, after completing a habit, celebrate it. Finished a workout? Give yourself a high five. Read a chapter? Say, I'm proud of myself. Wrote for 10 minutes? Listen to your favorite song. These small rewards train your brain to associate good feelings with good habits. 2. Make progress visible. Your brain loves seeing results. That's why progress tracking is so powerful. Use a habit tracker. Keep a streak going. Write down small wins every day. 3. Reduce instant gratification. Social media, fast food, and Netflix hijack your dopamine, making real success feel boring. Reduce distractions. Limit social media time. Train your brain to enjoy productive activities. When you learn to control dopamine, you control your habits and your future. 3. The habit loop, how to make any habit automatic. If you've ever struggled to make a habit stick, it's because you didn't use the habit loop. The habit loop is a 3-step system that every habit follows. 1. Cue, what triggers the habit. 2. Routine, the action itself. 3. Reward, what your brain gets from it. For example, let's say you have a habit of checking your phone first thing in the morning. Small blue diamond cue, you wake up. Small blue diamond routine, you pick up your phone. Small blue diamond reward, you get dopamine from notifications. This is why the habit feels automatic. Now, here's the secret. If you want to build new positive habits, you need to design a habit loop on purpose. Let's say you want to build a habit of morning exercise. 1. Cue, put your workout clothes next to your bed. 2. Routine, do just 2 minutes of stretching. 3. Reward, play your favorite song right after. By repeating this loop, your brain starts associating exercise with pleasure. Eventually, the habit becomes automatic. You can use this to create any habit you want. 4. The secret to breaking bad habits that no one talks about. Bad habits don't happen by accident. Every bad habit exists because it serves a purpose. For example, cigarette smoking gives relaxation. Mobile phone social media addiction gives instant entertainment. Pizza junk food gives comfort. Most people try to quit bad habits by using willpower alone. But that never works because they don't replace the reward. The real way to break a bad habit is to swap it for a healthier alternative that gives the same reward. Let's say you want to quit social media addiction. Prohibited wrong approach, I'll just stop using my phone. White heavy checkmark right approach, find an alternative habit that gives the same feeling of reward. For example, instead of scrolling social media, read something interesting. Instead of eating junk food, eat a healthy snack. Instead of watching Netflix, work on a hobby. By replacing the habit's reward, your brain adapts without resistance. 5. The power of accountability, how to 10x your consistency. The truth is, humans are wired for social accountability. That's why people who have gym partners are more likely to stay consistent. Entrepreneurs with mentors succeed faster. Students who study in groups perform better. So, if you struggle with consistency, here's what you need to do. 1. Find an accountability partner. Tell someone your goal and ask them to check in on you. This makes it harder to quit. 2. Join a group with similar goals. Being surrounded by people who are already doing what you want to do increases your chances of success. 3. Make public commitments. Announce your goal on social media, or tell your friends. When people expect you to follow through, you're more likely to stay consistent. Final words, the one thing that separates winners from quitters. At the end of the day, the only thing that matters is this. Will you take action today? You now have all the tools to stay consistent, build better habits, and change your life. But knowledge is useless without action. So, here's your challenge. Drop a comment below and tell me one habit you will commit to today. And don't forget, hit the like button and subscribe for more life-changing strategies. 8. How to reprogram your mind for unstoppable success, the science of self-discipline. What if I told you that success isn't about talent, luck, or intelligence? The real secret behind unstoppable success is something you probably never learned in school. It's called mental reprogramming. Think about this. Why do some people wake up early with energy, while others struggle to get out of bed? Why do some people naturally stay focused and productive, while others always procrastinate? Why do some people take massive action, while others make excuses? The answer? It's not willpower. It's not motivation. It's their programming. And the good news? You can reprogram your brain for success starting today. Let's break this down into simple, scientifically proven steps that will transform the way you think, act, and achieve your goals. 1. The power of your subconscious mind, why 95% of your actions are automatic. Most people believe they are in control of their actions. But here's the shocking truth. Police car light 95% of everything you do is controlled by your subconscious mind. This means your habits, your beliefs, your decisions, your motivation levels. They are all automated programs running in the background. And here's the scary part, most of these programs were installed without your choice. If you were surrounded by negative people growing up, your brain absorbed negativity. If you were told that money is hard to make, your mind created a belief that limits your wealth. If you failed in the past and felt embarrassed, your subconscious mind may have created a fear of failure that stops you from taking risks. So, the question is, how do you change your subconscious programming? 2. The 3-step formula to rewire your brain for success. The key to success is not fighting your subconscious mind. You have to reprogram it. Here's a simple but powerful 3-step method to do it. Step 1. Identify your limiting beliefs, what's holding you back. First, you need to find out what's stopping you. Ask yourself, what's one goal I struggle to achieve? What thoughts pop into my mind when I try to take action? What excuses do I keep repeating? For example, prohibited, I'm not smart enough. Prohibited, I don't have enough time. Prohibited, success is only for lucky people. These are false programs running in your mind. Now, let's delete them and replace them with powerful new beliefs. Step 2. Rewire your mind with the affirmation rewrite method. Your brain believes whatever you tell it repeatedly. If you constantly think negative thoughts, your brain accepts them as truth. But if you repeat empowering thoughts, your brain starts rewiring itself to align with success. Here's how to do it. Take a limiting belief like, I can't be successful. Rewrite it into an empowering statement, I am capable of achieving massive success. Repeat this every morning, every night, and anytime doubt creeps in. At first, your brain may resist. But over time, these words become your new reality. This method is used by Olympic athletes, top CEOs, and billionaires to program their minds for success. And it works. Step 3. Take immediate action, because your brain learns by doing. The final step is action. Here's the truth, your brain doesn't fully believe something until you prove it through action. Let's say your new belief is, I am disciplined and productive. Now, you must take action that aligns with this belief. Wake up early. Stick to a schedule. Complete tasks without procrastinating. Every time you take action, your brain strengthens this belief. And after a few weeks, it becomes automatic. This is how you rewire your mind and build unstoppable momentum. 3. The secret weapon, how to trick your brain into loving hard work. Most people struggle with discipline because their brain associates hard work with pain. For example, prohibited going to the gym. Painful. Prohibited waking up early. Painful. Prohibited studying for hours. Painful. But what if I told you that you can train your brain to enjoy hard work? Here's the trick: neuroassociation rewiring. This technique hacks your brain's reward system by making productive habits feel pleasurable. How to do it? Keycap 1: Attach a powerful reason to your hard work. Instead of thinking, I have to wake up early, say, I wake up early because it makes me successful. Keycap 2: Pair hard work with something enjoyable. Listen to music while working. Reward yourself with a break after a deep work session. Use positive self-talk to hype yourself up. Keycap 3: Visualize the long-term rewards. Before doing something difficult, close your eyes and imagine the results. See yourself in your dream body. Picture yourself making six figures. Feel the success as if it's already real. This rewires your brain to associate hard work with pleasure, not pain. And once you do this, discipline becomes effortless. Final words: your future is in your hands. At this point, you have all the tools to reprogram your mind for success. But remember, nothing changes unless you take action. So, here's what I want you to do right now. Speech balloon, drop a comment below and tell me, what's one belief you're going to rewire starting today? And if you found this valuable, hit the like button and subscribe for more life-changing strategies. Your future self is watching. Make them proud. Rock it.